All right, I think I'm pretty much finished this one up. I might put a holder on the opposite side of the traffic cones to carry some road signs. I'm really cursing myself today that I do not have a snowplow to put on in front of this thing because it snowed last night and it might melt and not have any more for the rest of the year because it's a municipal truck. That was sort of my goal with this thing. I wanted to have a truck that was totally different and unique that I had not seen before, and I also wanted to make it so that I can finally use my excavator to dump into something other than just the red trailer that I had, or the back of the Dodge Ram. And even the back of the Dodge Ram, I don't have an actuator in anymore to dump, so it's kind of nice to have this made so I can use this as well as tow behind it. Trailer sits a little bit high. I wouldn't mind trying to maybe lower that trailer hitch down a little bit just so I can get that a little bit more flat, but that's not a big deal for now. But yeah, this guy here, it started off as the the dual axle blue Mack truck. Has undergone numerous transformations since then, and then finally I thought I had it finished up with the box there, and all of a sudden started looking at it, and like I said, I had my mini excavator, and I thought, geez, it'd be really nice if I could load something up with that mini. So I chopped the box off and I did some wood detailing, did some 3D printing on the sides there, just a little bit of detail work. The paint's still drying on some of that and the glue's still drying. I only glued those little top detail pieces on. That was the only thing. Everything else is all bolted to the truck dump box and all that other stuff. Yeah, I made up a little tiny, just a quick little adapter piece last night, nothing fancy, but I thought it'd be cool to have something that can hold some of the traffic cones that I had made. So I just made this little tiny piece that bolts onto the frame there. Kind of hard to see, but it's just got this little piece I put on about a 60-degree angle or something like that. And I figured I could just tuck the cones onto that like that, and there you go. So it's good for a municipal truck to have some cones on it. I got in the back, it's just a couple of road closed signs I threw in there for fun. Some of the traffic delineators I made, all that stuff in there minus the shovel and the wheelbarrow is all 3D printed stuff I designed and made. I made like 5 kits full of that stuff, and I couldn't sell them at all. It takes a long time. It almost takes like one full day, 24 hours of like work to make one kit, because there's so much painting and printing and blah 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 blah. So they didn't really do well because I wanted about $35 a kit, but the time and effort that went into making them was kind of why it was so expensive, because it was a lot of work. So anyways, I just have tons of these delineators and stuff I've made now, just kind of for fun little add-ons. I should probably just focus on the truck itself here, but the Mini's looking pretty good on the back of it there. Anyways, so yeah, I got, what did I do here? Let's talk about some of the 3D printed stuff I did. So I did do some 3D printing on the back of the box here to make these little high gate mounts for the trailer, or the little high gate there to move up and down. I know that, probably sometimes the doors will swing open. I imagine at some point when I'm putting dirt in there, something's going to get caught on the top of that and the bottom and not dump out, but whatever, it is what it is. I 3D printed these little detail running pieces here. And then the wood is just some balsa wood that I thinned down with a knife to cut to fit. Yeah, then I did some 3D printing on the wheel there. That's a Bruder wheel. I just painted silver. And then I put a cap. I 3D printed and painted only the face of the cap actually black. The rest of it's just the filament that I used just to cover, and I thought it turned out pretty nice there. The mud flaps there are actually that torch-on roofing stuff they put on concrete in big buildings. I was talking to a roofer, and he had a bunch of left over, and he gave me a roll of it, and I cut it up into 45 mil by 45 mil squares. Then I 3D printed a couple of little half round pieces to bolt it together, and then I think that's just might be 6/32 rod or 4/40 threaded rod I just cut to to use to hold it, and then drilled through to anchor the mud flaps on both sides. Like I said, the traffic cones are 3D printed and painted up myself, and then the little piece I made underneath there to hold that is 3D printed as well. On the front, those are actually CR12 Team Associated wheels, and I actually 3D printed that hubcap to fit over the other one to try and make it a little more realistic. I painted them black behind it just to give the appearance as if it was going all the way through, but it's just black paint to highlight the holes that are on there. And then that little black cap in the center is actually the little cap that came on the CR12 truck, which I cut down. There's a little 3mm threaded or 4mm or something thread on the inside of that, and I just put that in with my fingers and tightened it up to give the illusion of these really expensive rims that I wanted to buy online, which I couldn't afford, so I just made my own anyways. It worked out pretty good. And then, yeah, I did a bunch of 3D printing stuff on the inside, just brackets to hold the steering servo and everything. I got to work on the steering, honestly, a little bit. I might be able to get a bit better turning radius out of it. I think I might be just touching the inside of that frame, so I have to chop some of that out. I also might make a little armature to come off the steering servo just to drop the arm, the tie rod arm or whatever, that arm that goes onto the steering to turn the tie rod. Just to lower that down a little bit, maybe to help it out. So that was that. And then, yeah, I'll show the inside, because a fellow actually asked me what I did to mount the actuator, and it's really nothing fancy. You'll see when in a minute here. I'll shut the video off and I'll start it up again. Hang on one sec. I gotta dump all the stuff out of the back there and take the excavator off the back. Okay, so this is what I got going on in the back here. So really nothing fancy at all. Dump box goes way further back than it needs to. I mentioned to somebody as well, this is the transmitter receiver I'm using. It's a Tactic TTX 300, there you go. So those little buttons there, square buttons you see, those are for the actuator that I use, the auxiliary channel, but they're either full on or off. There's no in between. So it shoots off way more than it ever would need to. That's why I'm thinking about actually changing the transmitter receiver combo to a FlySky one, so I can run some more channels. That will also give me the opportunity to try and do maybe some sort of control with the snowplow as an auxiliary channel in the future. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I got the excavator operator back there and the driver waving at you. So anyways, this is what I did in the back. Nothing fancy. I just cut some 3/8 PEX tubing there for a spacer, which I should probably recut because it's a little bit flimsy, not the most square stuff to keep that linear actuator dead center in the middle. Looks like I got some 3mm rod I put through there to sort of join it all together, and then probably some 440, I think, or 6/32 rod in the back there. I custom made a little bracket out of metal to drop the little mount piece there on the back to make it fit a little bit better. And then on the inside there, the big piece that was, I think Guy was asking me about, I just 3D printed a couple pieces that sat on top of the frame, and then maybe about 2.5 to 3 mils thick or so, and then I bolted them onto the side, and I just lifted it up so I had 2 different pivot points to do, because that suspension piece I have there interfered with the actuator, and then the mud flaps went through as well, and that interfered as well. So I just brought that whole entire piece up. I also notched out a little bit of that there because it was also sitting on top of the actuator. You can kind of see on the black part there where the scuffing was from the box touching that. So, and then when it comes to my battery and everything, I just have it there with some tape just to hold on to the back. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could probably try and detail something up to hide the battery a little bit better. Maybe I have to put a bit of a smaller one on there, but it works fine, and you honestly don't really notice it too much when the dump truck is closed. And I mean, you can kind of see it there obviously, but I don't think it really makes too much of a difference, and I don't think it really hampers too much of the actual look of it. I was thinking about putting a bumper on the front of it, but I think it actually kind of looks not that great, really. If I did put the bumper on there to attach the snowplow, I might even just put the square piece with the little bracket that the plow would slip into. I know, I just kind of thought it looked almost a little bit meaner and better with it off than it did with it on, so I just took it off. Yeah, I never bothered to really put it back on. So yeah, there you go. There's kind of more of a detailed video of the truck. Like I said, I want to do something that was a lot more unique and different, because I've seen, you know, a lot of the same trucks. There's a lot of customization on them and stuff. It makes them more personal, which is totally awesome. But it's just kind of maybe nice, I thought, to see something that hadn't really ever been done before, at least that I know of, and kind of makes it a little bit more special to me, at least, anyways. And plus, too, also something that I can tow my excavator behind, like I said, which is what I kind of wanted to have, was a bit of a combo wombo there for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Said it'll that excavator should I was testing out the other night and it cleared it, and I actually had these sitting a little bit higher and had to redo a couple pieces to drop everything down, so I should clear that no problem now, and should be able to dump and scoop. And there's my first little truck and excavator combo done. And then the next one I'm going to do is I have the blue double axle blue Mack inside the house, and I printed off some of the conversion parts that Pedro had done at RC Construction Hobby, and I went out to Cults 3D, where you can get his stuff there for a really super cheap price, which is more than fair. And yeah, I printed off the adapter parts, so I'm going to have a tri-axle trailer to tow my bigger Volvo behind on the dual axle blue Mack. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint that one up yet or not. I have my man truck inside, and I painted it gray, and I didn't necessarily dislike it, but after I kind of painted, I thought, you know, maybe I could have done a different color. So I was trying to think of what I should do to paint it, and for some reason red just keeps on jumping out at me for that one. So I actually found this really nice, it's like a candy red or something. I don't know, it's over here actually. This color, I like that red. That's a really nice red. So I'm thinking I might be doing the Mack, or the Mack, sorry, the man, the cab over, painting that one that red. Probably gonna paint up the box on the blue Mack at least to get the yellow out of it. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint the blue or not. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, that's my Mack Municipal truck with the excavator towed behind it. And yeah, super happy with it. It's definitely a different looking build from what I've seen before, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's been cool doing a lot of little details on this thing, so I've really enjoyed that. So anyways, thanks for checking it out. Hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let me know what you think of it.